I mean, it really is a war with your own brain, isn't it? To do the kind of things that you've done. You might argue success in general, it is that war with your own brain, right? So checking the self-doubt, checking the gratitude practices. I've seen you being quite grateful on your socials as well. I mean, is that the ultimate lesson to people listening, that you've got to master your own mind?
Yeah, and it's not static, it's very dynamic, right? Like life is ever changing. So, the way I thought maybe as a 15-year-old kid, it's nowhere near my process as a 41-year-old adult. And that comes with, experiencing life. And I think not knowing everything is great, because there's so much more knowledge you can attain by having that mindset of like, let me empty my cup right now. Let me absorb more information from some people that may have experienced things in areas that I'm not an expert at. Always having a willingness to learn, and knowing that my job is just not finished yet. There's so much more that I have to offer, and that's the cool part of having that uncertainty of like where my life may go. Because when I was growing up in Seattle, Washington, wanting to be a NBA player at 5'9", I was able to realize, okay, there's some steps that I have to take just to get a college scholarship. I was able to do that. And during college, I did not think that I was going to be a professional bodybuilder. Okay. I was going to school for business and computer science, and I switched over to IT. And lo and behold, basketball at the collegiate level just did not transpire into the professional career that I dreamt of. But I was able to pivot in the right direction, taking all of those lessons. Those losses became better lessons for me, and understanding that, wow, I can make this applicable in other areas. So when bodybuilding came into my life, I realized, wow, I already have a lot of tools that some people may not, which is being a self-starter. I grew up as an only child, so I always had to get myself up for school. My mom and dad, they worked full time, so there was no one but just me sometimes getting myself up. So being a self-starter, understanding that, I have to be willing to do the work with where there's someone watching or no one watching. And, over that course of time, and just realizing like, wow, becoming a bodybuilder, it was like I was in that perfect fit to exude every attribute that I had growing up. And I did not get there without taking those Y's in the road. Not all were pretty, but understanding that it was all about putting myself in the best position to succeed. And that's something I preach about nonstop. And that's why I'm in full gratitude, because I did not wake up. I did not come into this world, with everything handed to me. I had to work for everything, just like everybody else. But realizing that even me placing third at that last year's Olympia, I wasn't upset. I was disappointed in my performance because I felt that I didn't peak. And that's just being an athlete. That's just being honest. But I was able to look at everyone in that audience and just be like, wow, they're able to see me after 2.5 years of just inactivity, 2 surgeries, this and that. How about I just absorb this moment? These people are kind of in shock at the same time, because they're like, well, we're not used to seeing Phil lose. How they saw me, I hope, was them seeing me a man that is confident in his abilities, gracious for what he accomplished. They saw me hug on the other guys, congratulate them, raise their hands up, because that's what this is about. You have your time and someone else may have their time, and you congratulate them. And I can move on and try to figure out my next, 5 chess moves. But all in all, it's all about being gracious. It's all about being in gratitude, because I was not owed anything. And I'm just thankful for the experiences that I actually have as being a 7-time Mr Olympia. I mean, heck, I'm tied with Schwarzenegger, okay? There is nothing to be sad about or anything like that. Anyone would love to be able to say they are tied with Arnold Schwarzenegger in bodybuilding that lifts weights, no question about it. So there's a reason why I smile all the time, because this kid growing up in Seattle did not have a clue as to what he was going to be doing at the age of 40. Damn sure wasn't bodybuilding.